For 2.5 years, the woman before us has never once returned home. During this time, her self-crafted small RV has been her home, unburdened by family ties, the need to rent a dwelling, or the drudgery of 9 to 5 job. She leads a self-sufficient life with minimal desires. Today marks the 913th day of her life on the road in this RV. As she drove the small RV along her journey, she was suddenly caught in a torrential downpour. For safety's sake, she pulled over to the side of the road. The mountainous region was thick with rain-laden fog, obscuring her vision. Deciding to stay in the vehicle for the time being, she resolved to unwind. With an umbrella in hand, she made her way to the rear of the RV and opened the petite, exquisitely crafted wooden door. The sight that greeted her was truly captivating. The interior of the RV, predominantly white, was spotless and tidy. Its simplicity belied an understated elegance, making her feel as if she had been instantaneously transported back to a warm and cozy home. Stepping onto the wooden stairs and into the vehicle, she closed the door behind her, entering her private sanctuary. Drawing the curtains aside, she was greeted by the sight of the forest outside. The distant mountains and woods, veiled in the gentle drizzle, resembled a natural oil painting, hazy and dreamlike. Even a few minutes of quiet contemplation of this scene were enough to put her at ease. Next, she approached the fireplace, slipping on the old gloves that had been by her side for 2.5 years. She placed the firewood she had gathered along the way into the hearth, and ignited it with a blowtorch. In an instant, flames leapt up, filling the vehicle with a warm glow. The ruddy light of the fire cast a pleasant glow on her face, making her feel thoroughly content. Thankfully, a dedicated exhaust pipe on the roof ensured that the smoke was safely vented outside, eliminating any concerns about indoor pollution. With the rain still pattering outside, she decided to spend the night right where she was parked. To perk herself up, she retrieved coffee beans and a coffee grinder, preparing to brew a steaming cup of coffee. With practiced ease, she poured the beans into the grinder, and in just a few turns, produced a fine, fragrant powder. The rich aroma of coffee wafted through the air, mingling with the fresh scent of the evening rain outside, creating a moment of pure relaxation. The small dessert within reach added a touch of sweetness to this idyllic afternoon tea. As night fell, the fireplace in the RV continued to burn brightly, warding off the cold outside. The woman then set about preparing a simple dinner. She took out a cutting board, and sliced tomatoes and avocados into chunks. Next, she set up a wind shield, assembled a gas stove, lit the burner, and poured oil into the pan. Slices of meat and cabbage from the refrigerator were added to the pan one by one. The sizzling sounds and the appetizing aroma that filled the air were enough to whet anyone's appetite. Before long, a steaming bowl of rice, with side dishes, was placed on the table. Simple as it was, this meal was a veritable feast for her. Seated by the window, she ate her meal while taking in the view of the rain-soaked night outside. The warm, yellow-hued lights lent an extra touch of coziness to the RV. After dinner, she opened the window to let in some fresh air. Taking advantage of the lull in the rain, she sipped on a small drink, allowing herself to fully unwind. As the late hours of the night crept in, the woman closed the window and drew the curtains, ensuring her privacy. After turning off the lights, she lay down on the bed and drifted off to sleep, lulled by the rhythmic sound of the rain. And thus, another chapter of Wang Chuan Neiko's life on the road in her RV came to a satisfying close.